Chapter 1. The Spark. The summer heat in Brooklyn was merciless, and in the cramped apartment of the Marcy houses, the walls felt like they were closing in. The faint smell of frying grease from a neighbor's kitchen mixed with the musty scent of old furniture. It was a smell Samuel Joaquin Lopez would always associate with helplessness. Sam sat cross-legged on the worn linoleum floor of the living room, his skinny frame hunched over a battered toy car. His 7-year-old hands were too small to hold it properly, but he pushed it back and forth anyway, trying to lose himself in the sound of his wheels skidding against the floor. The thin walls of the apartment barely muffled the noise from the other units. Shouting, babies crying, televisions blaring game shows. But none of it drowned out the sounds coming from his sister's bedroom. The creak of the bed, her muffled cries, and a low, guttural voice of their stepfather, Ricardo. Sam's hands froze. He set the toy car down and pressed his palms into his ears, trying to block it out. His sister, Elena, was 13, just 6 years older than him, but she had always been more like a second mother. She was the one who packed his school lunches, combed his hair, and whispered stories to him when the nights were too loud to sleep. Now she was the one who needed saving. Sam glanced at the hallway, his heart pounding in his small chest. He wanted to do something, anything, but he was just a kid. What could he possibly do? He stared at the toy car as though it might hold the answer, but it offered none. His thoughts raced, angry and chaotic, until the bedroom door slammed open. Ricardo stepped out, shirtless and sweating, his heavy frame filling the narrow hallway. He smirked when he saw Sam sitting there, paralyzed with fear.
"Go to bed, kid,"
he muttered, running a hand through his slick-back hair. Then he disappeared into the bathroom, the sound of the shower turning on moments later. Sam waited until the water drowned out everything else, then crawled down the hall to Elena's room. She was sitting on the edge of her bed, her back to him, shoulders shaking. She didn't turn around when he entered.
Elena?
His voice was barely a whisper.
Go away, Sammy,
She said, her voice broken. He wanted to comfort her, to tell her it would be okay, but he couldn't bring himself to say the words. He wasn't sure they were true. Instead, he stood there for a long moment, his hands balled into fists at his sides, before retreating silently to his own room. That night, Sam didn't sleep. He lay on his bed staring at the cracked ceiling, his mind replaying the scene over and over. The sound of Elena crying, the smug look on Ricardo's face, the way he strolled into the bathroom as if he owned the world. The anger inside Sam bubbled up like a pot boiling over. It wasn't the kind of anger that made him scream or cry. It was quiet, cold, and sharp. He didn't fully understand it, but he knew one thing. Ricardo couldn't be allowed to hurt Elena again. When the apartment was finally quiet, Sam slipped out of bed. The moonlight streaming through the window gave just enough light to see. He tiptoed into the kitchen and found what he was looking for, his mother's old blow dryer. The one with the frayed cord she hadn't used in months. His heart was racing as he carried it down the hall to the bathroom door. The shower was still running, steam curling out from beneath the door frame. He could hear Ricardo humming a tune inside, completely unaware. Sam plugged the blow dryer into the outlet just outside the bathroom, his hands trembling as he did. He stood there for a moment, staring at the closed door, his mind screaming at him to stop. But then he thought of Elena, sitting on her bed with tears running down her face, and all his fear disappeared. He opened the door. The steam hit him like a wall, hot and damp. Ricardo's silhouette was visible through the frosted shower curtain. Sam didn't hesitate. He switched on the blow dryer and tossed it into the shower. There was a crackling sound, followed by a scream that was cut short. The bathroom lights flickered. Then everything went silent. Sam stood there, staring at the crumpled figure behind the glass, the faint smell of burning flesh mingling with the steam. He didn't feel fear or regret, just an overwhelming sense of calm. He unplugged the blow dryer, wrapped the cord around it, and walked back to his room. He crawled into bed and pulled the blanket up to his chin, his small body trembling as the adrenaline faded. For the first time that night, he felt safe. And for the first time in his life, Samuel Joaquin Lopez felt powerful.